Community Voice AMA. Of course, we will continue to do many, many more as time goes on and as we progress and develop the Taboo enterprise. And, as I've always said before, our community means the world to us. And, we are doing the best that we can to make sure that we not only deliver on our promises, but we are transparent and clear in our communications at all times. As you know, we teased we actually released our white paper, and we did it just for the main Telegram group members to start off. There hasn't even been an official Twitter post yet, which we will get to. This was a long time coming. We're very, very happy that it's been completed, and I hope that this continues to legitimize the standard that we're setting in this space, or in the crypto sphere, as I like to say. So I just want to first thank each and every one of you for being on this Community Voice AMA call. Your opinions and ideas, suggestions mean the world to us, and we're very happy to be able to answer any of your questions related to Taboo in any fashion. And with that, we do have some surprise announcements and on this AMA. So we're very excited to share that as well. James, do you want to take over from here then?
Yeah. So once again, I apologize for the delay. The surprise announcements that Majid is referring to have fortunately just sort of fallen into place over the last few hours or so. Just following up on obviously what Majid said, thanks for being patient with us with the white paper. It has been released exclusively to you guys initially, just because I know a few of you had sort of requested that it be released before the AMA. So if you do have any questions around it or regarding the white paper, then, please feel free, to ask the questions that you may potentially have off the back of the white paper. Also, we've got a couple of special guests that are joining us for this AMA. Chloe, I think Chloe, one of our partnered models, is here. Chloe, are you with us?
Hi guys. How is everyone?
Chloe, how are you doing?
How are you doing, Chloe?
I'm good. I'm in Miami now, just relaxing. Sunday morning.
Very nice. Thanks for joining us, Chloe. It's, such short notice. It's greatly appreciated. I know it's super early where you are. What is it, like 9 a.m., right?
No, it's 11 now. It's like perfect timing.
Oh, okay. So it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
No.
Fantastic.
So Chloe, if you could start and just give us a little bit of background about yourself, a little bit of an intro to the guys, and obviously what you know about the NFT marketplace that we're going to be launching imminently, and sort of just a little bit of an intro and background about your history, please, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah. So I'm originally from Chicago. I'm Swedish, Polish, and French though, and I grew up in Florida my whole life. My parents moved here when I was pretty young. So I've always been a Florida girl, and I decided to get into modeling when I was about 16. And I've worked with a lot of brands since. My career is definitely elevating, and I'm still very young. I'm 20. And I've already worked with brands like Honey Birdette for Love and Lemons. I've done some big music videos for J Balvin. And yeah, I love what I do, and I'm excited to be part of this project. I think there's huge possibilities for this project, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
No, fantastic. Yeah. And, likewise, Chloe, we're super excited to have you on board and to partner with you in the future opportunities that come up with the NFT marketplace. Something that I think was mentioned on the last AMA, Majid, I think you'll agree, is something about our monthly catalogue that we're looking to be launching. We'd love to feature you in that, in potentially the first one as one of our first partners. Obviously, the white paper's been released now, which gives our community a good insight to ultimately, what we're looking to achieve with that NFT marketplace. And that's something which, Majid, you'd obviously like to take over and maybe elaborate on that, if you wish.
Yeah, no, I mean, first and foremost, what attracted me to, the Taboo project was, first and foremost, the vision and mindset of individuals like James. I had always wanted to build a crypto of this nature, and I'm a firm believer in, not having to reinvent the wheel. You can look at what's out there, gather data, and make informed decisions on how to beat out competition, how to design a unique use case and utility that hasn't been done before. And we're very, very happy that we've released this white paper as well. And I think that we're going to probably get more questions around this as we move forward. But I just want to maybe just ask Chloe a few more questions as well. Like, Chloe, like, what was it that first attracted you to the Taboo project?
A friend of mine, Emmanuel, reached out to me about it, and I myself have been getting into crypto in the last few months, and also stocks. I'm trying to educate myself more, and I think it's a cool project.
Yeah, and something I
I'm
think
still learning more, as we go, but
and something I think, Chloe, obviously something we focused on is the exclusivity of the NFT marketplace. And I think that's why predominantly us as a team have focused on somebody of your stature and your caliber, because we do want to differentiate ourselves, from potentially the masses. And that's why we have specifically taken our time and actually made sure that the models we do partner with are the best of the best, which I'm sure, that all the communities agreed are like yourself, Chloe. And that's why, we're super excited to start getting this NFT marketplace launched and start getting some exclusive content out there, to be able to sort of maximize the potential of our partnerships, if that makes sense.
Definitely.
Yeah, and it's important to note as well. What we as the Taboo team, we have been very selective in terms of how we brand and market this project. At the end of the day, gaining a partnership, whether it's a model partnership, whether it's through a third-party agency or any affiliation to our project, the people or the entities that we bring on board, they are an extension of Taboo, and we need to also keep in mind that the individuals that also or entities that decide to partner up with us, they would have to first believe in what we're doing, and of course understand that their reputation and all of that actually grows with it, right? So I'm sure Chloe recognized that, and she was very happy to get involved and partner with us. And this is only the beginning, folks. And I think that when it comes to what we're trying to design, what we're trying to build, there is not a single cryptocurrency project out there in this, you can call it adult entertainment space, that is going to be designing a marketplace with all of these unique features that we have in mind, that we have reflected on, that we have perfected, that we have taken a lot of our time to be careful in how we first release it. And of course, when it comes to development, we ask everybody, be patient, right? Because we want to get it right the first time. The last thing we would want is to release a working product that is not a working product. And we're here to try to manage the expectations of our community, while also protecting our community's interests as we move forward. So I just maybe want to add, James, do you want to add anything on this point as well, or ask Chloe any further questions as well?
No, I mean, Chloe, it's great. Thanks for joining us. I mean, you've gone above and beyond. Just, it shows your commitment to Taboo, to the project, to the brand. You wanted to obviously come and say a few words to the community. We appreciate that. We thank you for that. And as you know, Chloe, you're sort of, the sort of people we're looking to work with moving forward, in terms of the models that we're looking to partner with that are imminent, that are going to potentially drop any minute now, because you've obviously been helping us and obviously making those intros. So I'd like to just thank you for that. And we're excited to have you on board, and we're really excited to get that NFT marketplace up and running, and give some more surprises to the community, with your partnership. So thank you.
Oh, thank you, James. I'm happy to be here. I'm just going to
Brilliant.
listen a little bit.
Sure.
Perfect.
Thank you, Chloe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
So
Yeah,
I think
so-
Majid will continue with the AMA.
Yeah, we're gonna continue and open the floor to community-based questions. I always say this. There's no such thing as a stupid question. There's always stupid answers. So do not hesitate to ask about anything related to Taboo, and we are gonna do our part to make sure that you're informed, educated, and happy with your current investment. Because at the end of the day, the way that I see it is people that sell off early on an investment, or people that FUD, or people that maybe have doubt, it's because they haven't educated themselves about what it is that they were owning, especially in this crypto market that we have now. I understand that we're in a bit of a sideways moving market, but a lot of people think about the idea of let's try to get rich quick, or let's try to get 100 times gain in a day. And I'm a victim to this as well. I mean, I sometimes will check charts more than I would say is in a healthy amount or time frame. And at the end of the day, we need to remember, nothing good comes easy, and nothing special happens overnight. We are looking, and what we're aiming to do is we're not looking at 10 million market cap or 5 million. I always tell James, I say, I don't care about the price right now, because I'm thinking 50 steps forward, right? I'm thinking, what will this?
I think, Majid, it was only a day or so ago, I think 2 days ago, where I think you or I said to each other, have you looked at the chart? And we were like, no, we haven't looked at it for 24, 48 hours, because it's not really relevant or that important to us at
Absolutely.
this stage. Obviously, it's nice to know, but it's not really relevant.
I completely agree with that. And some days we're busy on calls with different marketing agencies and different groups that want to get involved with us. That by the time we're finished, James and I are sitting there going like, what? Wait, there's a price to this token. Like we're so unengaged by that, but we know how important price impact is. We know how important marketing is. We know how important it is to make sure that our investors who are investing their hard-earned money into Taboo, we know that every decision that we make, we're doing it carefully, methodically, and we're trying to make sure that we're always aiming for positive price impact. So, but I urge the community, be patient, right? I personally sold Bitcoin in 2017. Imagine I held it till today, right? So I'm not trying to say Taboo is Bitcoin, but I'm just trying to make it clear that we are very, very early right now. I mean, CoinGecko and CMC hasn't even been hit yet. We haven't even had a first exchange yet, for example. Our working product hasn't been actually developed yet, and many crypto projects only operate on hype marketing as well. And we're not trying to be a pump and dump token. We're here to stay for the long haul, and we want to make sure that our community gets unified with us as we move forward. But to just to end off on that as well, I just would like to open the floor to maybe a few questions, and we'll answer them. And then of course we have another surprise for you, as I'm sure James is thrilled as well right now on the call with me. So I was actually asleep when this finalization happened, so I had to wake up and do a lot of catching up. So good. So any questions at all from any community members right now? You can maybe check the chat as well.
Yeah, there are lots of people in the chat, but it'd be nice if they came onto the live voice and shared their questions. So I've got a few here. So yeah, I mean, we can fire away with one that I received. So when will the Taboo token be listed on CoinMarketCap?
Yeah. So I'll take lead on this one. So
Sure.
One thing I want to mention as well. I do think that there's a baseline conditioning, especially with crypto investors in the Binance Smart Chain when they're buying Binance Smart Chain tokens. It's this whole question of when CMC and when CoinGecko. I understand that they are a trust platform that legitimizes projects, and it is a tracking site where people learn more about what kinds of investments they can buy. But I want to just reassure the community that we have applied first and foremost to CoinGecko and CMC. It's out of our hands at the moment. We could be listing on there any day now. but we urge the community, do not try to reach out to them on our behalf. That actually delays applications for decisions around listing. But I want to add that we're looking to try to list on as much tracking sites as possible globally and worldwide. There are hundreds of them with large user bases where if you ask them in a country like Germany or in another country, let's say in Southeast Asia, they'll just say, you know what, like we don't know what CMC is, because they're focused on their language, and they're also focused on the tracking sites with the large user bases in those geographies, right? So while we're waiting for CoinGecko and CMC, we're not holding off on trying to get as much exposure and brand awareness as possible. So when it comes to CMC, when it comes to something else, in case someone asks this as well, your price on your Trust wallet will be reflected when CMC lists us. So if you see the tokens without a USD dollar value, and you want to know what the value of your Taboo tokens are worth, just go to PancakeSwap version 2, of course, and don't actually sell all your tokens, but click the max. There's a little max section there, and then underneath, just see what it's worth in USD Tether or BNB. So CoinGecko and CMC will be coming very, very soon. This is keep the long story short here. So
yeah, I mean, to follow up on that, I mean, we've been in talks with them. We're getting to the end of the sort of time frames they gave us. I'm quite confident it should be imminently. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, which I think you'd agree, Majid. So we just have to be patient. Like Majid said, there's not much we can do. It's out of our hands. They, are receiving probably hundreds of applications weekly. So it's just something we've got to sort of been in grayer, unfortunately, and just see how it pans out. I mean, it's inevitable. We know we're going to get listed. It's just a matter of time. So we just have to stick that one out.
And I always say, take a half glass full approach, not half glass empty. I understand the market is a little sideways moving. Hey, if CoinGecko and CMC list us on a green market day or week, even better for us, right? So we'll take. Well, I want to take another question or two, and then I want to introduce another guest speaker, actually. So does anyone else have a question at all? Don't be shy. You don't need to be shy as well. Okay, so I think there's a question that I see for you as well. It says, my question is actually to James. How did you become CEO? What happened to the previous CEO? And about doxing. So I'll answer the question on doxing, but maybe you can.
Yeah, I mean, so how did I become CEO? Well, how I became CEO is because it was myself, along with one of my partners, that actually came up with this idea of this project. So that naturally, I just fell into the CEO position predominantly from all of my previous roles. What happened to my previous CEO role? Well, I was CEO of, in the previous role, I was also the major shareholder. So obviously, as I exited from that particular business, obviously there was some sort of deal we had where inevitably I would, after my 12-month period, would completely leave. It's just something that naturally happens within business. So yeah, I was the CEO there, along with being the major shareholder. That company got sold. I then, over a 12-month period, inevitably left. So that's sort of what's brought me. I've been into crypto for the last 4 to 5 years, got a lot of experience in it, see massive potential, see a gap in the market for a fantastic industry. And I just think it's a great time to make the most of it and snap up that opportunity.
Absolutely. I always say, it's not where the puck is, it's where the puck is going. And it's important to understand, what's trending and what's relevant, and in terms of which sectors are booming and which, will continue to boom. And, we're very bullish on this particular space. We all know sex sells, quote unquote. And we know that, NFTs are hot and trendy, and, you combine the two in one of the most profitable industries as well. And also in the focused in on the digital age, where we know that, cryptocurrency adoption on a global scale is paramount. It's just a matter of time, and it just makes a lot of sense to us. I will answer this one part about doxing before we introduce our guest speaker. So, when it comes to doxing, I'll tell you one thing. Some personal stories. Like I have lost significant sums of money from dox teams. There was one time I lost $35,000 on a coin that I thought was perfect, and it was such an elaborate scenario where anybody could have been fooled. So the reason why I share this, first and foremost, I'm saying this right now, the Taboo project, this is a safe project. It's been in effect for almost 3 weeks. That alone should be a testament to the kind of trust and confidence that you can have in the project and the team behind it. But what I will say is, doxing, we're not opposed to it. We're thinking about it, and there could be definitely a time, I'm sure James will agree, where we will dox. But the reality is, we have to also look at the perspective of the team members. I have been involved in multiple cryptocurrency projects where I will tell you that when the market cap's high and we're pumping, everybody's happy. But when things go wrong that are out of our control, extraneous variables that we know we can't control, like the market and the conditions in the market, or the BNB price, which is tied to our liquidity pools. So of course, every sell or every buy doesn't have as much of an impact that we'd like to see. I have had team members get death threats, and there were threats on their families as well. And this one individual told me, what, if I was doxxed, like I would feel unsafe, right? So we need to be mindful of this. We're not saying we're not going to do it, but just it's something we're considering. But I will say that a lot of the top 100 cryptocurrencies still stay anonymous. So this is not an indicator of crypto being a scam or not being a scam. It's really, at this point, we feel that we're as so transparent and clear in what we're doing here, and it's very obvious, I'm sure, to our community how devoted we are to this, that I would imagine that there is enough trust there. But again, we're not.
Yeah, and
we're not opposed to it.
Majid, just to follow up on what you just said, firstly, just because you've doxed doesn't actually eliminate any of the concerns that I think people have with what they think the solution is to that by doxing. So just because you've doxed, it doesn't really eliminate what your concerns are, which you actually think doxing creates a solution to. And secondly, I think, Majid, you're already doxed.
Theoretically, that's my real picture on there on my Telegram. I hate, I'm not, trying to show off on this, but we're really well known in the crypto space because of all I've dipped my toes in various projects on consulting roles, on PR basis, strategy, marketing, development, all of that. So I use my real picture from the beginning, and I'm continuing to use it. So of course, I think for the community, you can assume that I'm already doxed at this point, because
it's inevitable. It's inevitable that I will dox. I'm happy to dox. I've had conversations with Majid around this. I am going through a relatively large exit with quite a big company sale right now. I would like to try and get that concluded as fast as I possibly can. It shouldn't be long. Until I dox, I'm 100% no problem at all. I will dox. It just needs, the time. Everything's about timing, and just timing needs to sort of fit in and be appropriate for me to do so.
No, definitely. So that's great there. No, perfect. So I think since I was for this finalization here, James, I'm gonna let you actually share this next announcement. So I know you're very excited about this too. So am I, of course. But we're gonna have another guest speaker here. What I will say is, at the end of this AMA, after learning about this, just know you heard it here first. We haven't even made our own official announcement on this yet. But I would love that the community would do their part and spread the word about Taboo. I will say one thing. We don't have an issue right now with marketing spend. You can even see that James is paying out of pocket for everything right now. That's how much he believes in this project. Right?
One thing I can assure you of, I will not be touching marketing funds, development funds, Not a chance. I don't need to. It's completely insignificant to myself and the team. I am happy to pay for absolutely everything out of my own pocket. And let's actually make Taboo a name, a brand, a project that nobody can get away from and that everybody knows about.
Absolutely. Absolutely right. And I just want to add to that, no amount of paid marketing is better than community run initiatives around action marketing. If we have 100,000 holders or 10,000 holders, and each and every one of you, 3,000 holders, each and every one of you went and made a Twitter post on Taboo and used our hashtags and spread the word, we would trend on Twitter tomorrow, even with 3,000 holders. I just want you to know that it's that easy, and I have seen that in other projects, but that is not up to us. All we can do is guide and facilitate the growth of your money, but you have the opportunity to take charge of your money as well. Now, moving forward now, I would like, I'm going to leave the floor to James to announce, start off the introduction to this, and I'll add some few points as well around this too. So go for it.
Okay, yep. So this was something that we've been in discussions for the last 24 hours. And as Majid mentioned, he was actually asleep when this deal got concluded, and that's why we had to delay the actual start of our voice chat this evening, or today, the evening for me, or today, by 5 to 10 minutes, just so we could actually get the whole thing wrapped up. So I'm going to welcome Libby. I think we have Libby in the chat. She's going to say a few words. So Libby from Hotbit. We've just officially partnered with Hotbit. They're going to be our first exchange listing for Taboo. We're fortunate enough to have her here with us for this scheduled call. She's going to give a few words, a bit of an intro about Hotbit, about ultimately our partnership and what we're looking to achieve. And Majid, I'm sure you'd like to come in here and just explain a little bit of background about Hotbit, ultimately why you were so in favor of moving forward with Hotbit, and also our ultimate goals as a team and a community within Taboo, and ultimately what we're looking to achieve long term.
Yes, yes. No, yeah, well, I'll let Libby speak and introduce, and if I have more points, I'll share. Thank you, Libby, for being on the call.
Thank you for having me, Majid and James. So everyone, nice to meet you guys. I'm Libby, and I'm the listing director of Hotbit. I joined crypto world about 3 years ago because I'm always exploring potential and bright future things. So I'm pretty excited in different new things in crypto space. And about Hotbit, Hotbit is founded in January 2018, and we had gotten the conference lessons from Estonia, USA, Australia, and Canada. Right now, we have expanded our business, reach out to over, I think, almost 210 countries and regions, and gained 2.5 million registered users around the world. And CoinGecko bring us 9 points in the chart scoring, which means we have ranked the top 5th globally as a centralized exchange. So Hotbit, we mainly have 3 main business. Which first one is Hotbit Exchanger. So we are known as the initial centralized exchanger, which always listing new and potential product. By now we have 1,400 tokens, and you can find a lot of new tokens like Poppy's token in Hotbit. And we also have Hot Labs, which is capital. We invest the product at the seed round and the private round, and we also incubate products globally. And the third main business is Hotback, which is a one-step service of investment and financial product. Right now, our assets under management is 250 million USDT. So this time, I'm here to introduce our cooperation with Taboo, and because I found Taboo combines the entertainment and NFT, which is very creative. And I think I saw them grows very pretty fast with many promotions from TikTok and YouTuber. As you guys know, like TikTok and YouTuber, which is a gateway where can onboarding massive new investors or new users to our crypto space. Of course, like as you guys mentioned, like the NFT definitely would be the next waves in the crypto space. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Libby, for being on the call. I know you're extremely busy with your role as listing manager, and there is lots high demand as well for Hotbit. You know, the way that I see it, you know, I've personally on previous projects, you know, we've been listed on Hotbit. You know, we were very happy with their support and their clear communication. You know, at the end of the day, who we choose to partner with, you know, we want to make sure that they're there to help support us, market properly for us. You know, when we need them on a moment's notice, they're there for us. And Hotbit is a really hyped exchange, and its user interface is very friendly. You know, they are very highly ranked, but those rankings alone, I need you to know from CMC and CoinGecko, do not tell the whole story, because there are different factors in where they evaluate an exchange. And you know, many exchanges use wash trades and they inflate their own ratings, but Hotbit is not one of those. And people know about Hotbit, and if you know about an exchange, just like if you know about Taboo, then you'll have a chance to buy it, right? So you know, we're very, very happy with Hotbit, and you know, thank you so much for being on the call, Libby, on such short notice too.
Yeah, Libby, thank you. I know it was such short notice. We're very fortunate and privileged to obviously have the listing director from Hotbit on our AMA with us. Like Majid said, at such short notice. I think, Libby, it was about half an hour notice, right? But we managed to get there in the end.
Yeah. No,
we're pretty also looking forward to seeing like the growth of Taboo, because I saw you guys going to launch the version first and the Taboo of NFT marketplace in the short future, right? So let's stay tuned. Thanks for your time. So right now it's kind of midnight in my time zone. So enjoy your community call, and we can have a call in the next week probably.
Thank you very much, Libby.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thanks all the support. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Now, because so you know, Hotbit has not obviously made any official announcement themselves. We will be making an announcement on Twitter as well as our announcement on the white paper. You know, who knows, maybe CoinGecko and CMC come all at the same time today. You know, I just you know, I want to just make one thing very clear. You know, this is something that I admire about you know, the Taboo team. You know, and I just want you to know the kind of, you know, people that are there behind the scenes. You know, we don't like to take no for an answer, right? You know, we're firm believers in when we want something, we go after it, right? If we want to have a listing manager on a call with us, who's to say that we can't do it, right? And we did it. And you know, and I think that, you know, I don't know how common this is in other crypto projects, but I just want you to all know that you know, we set our bar very high, and you know, we work tirelessly behind the scenes to make sure that you know, we're bringing to you as high value as possible, so that you can all sleep easy at night knowing that you're making a solid long-term investment. So you know, this is of course, you know, our very first exchange listing. This is history making for Taboo. You know, I'm fired up and I'm excited. You know, and there's just it's just going to be a domino effect, everybody. Like, I know we've had many community members that have been very patient with us, but you know, it's because we're trying to lay the right foundations. And you know, I will say, you know, James and I have done things that some of you might consider us crazy for. You know, we've walked away from big deals recently because we did not feel that they would bring us enough value, right? So we're very happy that Hotbit came on the call, because we know that they will bring us tremendous value, and we will continue to make sure that whoever we partner with and every decision we make is methodically thought out to a point where it brings you the most money in your bank account. So with that being said,
yeah, I mean, and I think, Majid, that also follows on to the next question that has actually just been asked, which is what sort of market cap do you guys envisage moving forward? And I mean, that sort of you know, follows on from the statement that you just made.
Yes. So you know, at the end of the day, you know, I will make this very, very clear. You know, make sure you don't invest more than you can afford to lose. The moment anybody does that, they will then always be emotional around that investment. Do your due diligence at all times and your research. So, if you feel that Taboo is a good investment to buy, then you can buy it right now. Now, in terms of market cap predictions and what price we'll have at this time or that time, we are not in a position to speak on that. If I had a crystal ball, I would be very happy right now, and the thing is, we don't have that. We cannot predict the future, and we can't control what events will come our way, but we can be prepared, and we can be disciplined, and we can continue to work hard at all times regardless of market conditions, and make sure that what we're doing is we're creating something that is of value at all times, and that's what we're doing every single day. So when it comes to price predictions and market caps, at the end of the day, we strive to under promise and over deliver. We never want to back ourselves in a corner. I always tell James this all the time. We're very careful about that because we want to give ourselves the opportunity to evolve as we move forward and not be rigid in what we say. If we say, we're going to hit this market cap at this date, and when we don't, then you know what? Then that's a failed mission and approach, and we don't want to have that happen, and we do not want our community to be disappointed around that. So unfortunately, I can't speak to that. Do I believe we will hit 1 billion plus market cap one day? Absolutely. I wouldn't be here right now if I didn't believe that. The question of, it's not a matter of if, it's always a question of when. So yeah. So
yeah, and just to follow up on that, like Majid quite rightly said, we like to under promise and over deliver, and sometimes, with my sort of background and my enthusiasm and motivation, I can sometimes get carried away, and that's when Majid comes in, and that's why we try to, sometimes you guys, please don't get impatient with us. These things, to fall into place like this, to be negotiating ultimately on your behalf, because if it takes us an extra couple of days to negotiate a deal, but we're able to save ourselves X amount of money, or we're able to maximize the potential of concluding that deal, then ultimately it's worth to wait those couple of deals. Like Majid just quite rightly said, it's probably a first where a deal's just been concluded with a very well-known exchange, for them to come on to our own community's live AMA within 30 minutes of that deal being concluded. So ultimately, if it does take us that little bit extra time, don't be impatient, because the rewards will well outweigh the waiting for that to happen. If we manage to save X amount of dollars on a particular deal, that gives us X amount of dollars to go and invest or spend on some other marketing that we wouldn't have done otherwise. So, that's what I'm here to do. I'm ultimately working for you, the community. So it's my job to ensure I get you the best possible deals, the best possible solutions, and ultimately maximize that potential.
Yeah, that was beautifully put as well. So are there any other questions from community members right now? Don't hesitate to ask. That's what we're here for right now. We're here to answer all of your questions and or concerns. So
I think it'd be nice if the community on the voice chat could try and get involved and ask a few questions. We got a few in the actual chat themselves. It'd be nice if some people could unmute themselves and get involved a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, well, seems like people want to be silent on the call, and that's no problem. They're more than able to just listen. There was a question around, from Crypto M says, are we announcing any new models this week? James, would you like to answer this question here?
Yeah,
and I'll add in after. Yeah.
Yep. So as mentioned before, we were fortunate enough to have Chloe with us, who I think, mistake me if I'm wrong, Majid, was our second announcement. Yes, so we were fortunate enough to have Chloe with us today on the scheduled voice
Well, no,
call.
I'll clarify on that. You know, she was the first that we had signed, but she was the second that we announced. So it was that's where I got a little
There we
confused.
are.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
we were fortunate enough to obviously have her participate in the call today, and as we mentioned, she has a very big network in the modelling world, and we are imminently about to announce more partnerships. But something that Majid and I and the team have come to the conclusion of is that, you know, we really do want to remain exclusive. We really do want to have that different class, as you would have probably seen from the white paper that was released in terms of the NFT marketplace, what we're looking to achieve with tiers, etc., etc., etc. What we're actually looking to focus on right now is to ensure, to make sure that the quality of the models we partner with are the very best. Otherwise, it defeats the object. It goes completely against the grain of what we're ultimately looking to achieve. We're not just looking to partner with super models and have an NFT marketplace with them all on. Our ambitions and our sites are a lot more than that. I mean, as I think Majid might have mentioned before, we're looking to produce monthly catalogs with spreads, exclusive spreads of all of our, partnered supermodels. We're looking to take this way beyond just, the NFT marketplace, and that's fantastic. Of course, it's huge. And we're looking to also, take this on just being, a newly launched token that's 3 weeks old. We envisage this over the next month, 3 months, 6 months to be a lot more than what you guys sort of think we are going to achieve at this moment of time.
Yeah, and I will be quite candid here as well. I mean, it is not hard to find a model, or a photographer for that matter, get X amount of pictures or photos, and start to release them to our community. We could get 100 of them tomorrow if we wanted, right? But that's not our aim. We're looking at the idea of brand ambassadors. We're looking at the idea of people that can promote Taboo, that can have some of their own skin in the game while they're at it, and we see that a domino effect will happen around this through word of mouth advertising as well. But when it comes to the quality of our partners, we want to make sure that we have the highest quality, and if that means we have less content creators that are higher quality, we're okay with that. Does that make sense?
Then so be it. Yeah, so be it.
Then so be it. So that's how we look at it as well.
Because like you quite rightly said before, Majid, using your terminology, it'll be like a domino effect. Already look at the network that's been created, with the potential partnerships and the partnerships you've already created. The way Majid and I have looked at this is, the way you guys would sort of think about Playboy, Penthouse. We will be in that sort of Richter scale. So we are in the crypto sphere, as Majid likes to put it. But ultimately, in terms of branding and how we like to put this business across and where we like to see ourselves is amongst, those big names within the crypto sphere. We're trying to create something new amongst everybody else out there. And that's one thing that will happen. It will be something different and something new and significantly more prestigious.
Yeah, and to add to that as well, we're actually even tonight actually we'll be depending on your time zones, it might already be the next morning here as well. But we're we've had many calls with these back end developers, and when it comes to timelines on the marketplace, when we are confident on and expect, we have it on the roadmap in our white paper as well on those now on the timelines. I will make it very clear that there could be a distinction between V1 and the version 2 of our marketplace, depending on how quickly these developers can complete a functional working product around the marketplace. You might see some adjustments along the way, right? So because if it can happen faster, we're more than happy to do that. If we notice that might take more time, we will be very quick to share that with our community as well. So
yeah, and I mean, if you look at the white paper, you can quite clearly say we have separated, version 1 and version 2, and distinguished the differences between version 1 and version 2. But you'll see that, potentially, and I think probably actually more likely than not, there are lots of features within version 2 that can just be implemented, upon version 1 being actually deployed. I think you'd agree with that, Majid. I mean, like you just said, we have another telephone conversation, I think, in 9 hours time,
yep.
to obviously finalize certain aspects. But I think, we will be able to implement a lot of the version 2 features within version 1 of the NFT marketplaces deployment. So that should be nice. But obviously, like Majid said, we don't like to sort of over promise and under deliver. So we've looked at it in a conservative manner and looked at it conservatively to ensure, it's always better to give more than less.
Yes, absolutely. I do see another question around Jaxing Out had mentioned this. How are we going to solve the number of holders issue? I think you should hire someone specific for shilling. Then we stopped shilling and the market cap dropped. Okay, yeah. So, I will just say one thing. It's a very simple formula. More buy pressure, less sell pressure equals positive price impact. We need to remember we are in a bearish trend right now in crypto, and that's due to Bitcoin being sort of the mothership around how we all perceive the value and the growth potential of other coins. We need to remember that if you have a 1 billion market cap crypto, and in order for you to believe that it's possible for it to go to 100 times, then you have to compare that to the top 10 cryptos and say, hey, can it surpass those market caps, right? So of course, when Bitcoin goes down, so does our potential, the perception of the potential on what the market cap can be for other coins. And unfortunately, what we see is the 99% of crypto investors and stock market investors. I mean, I come from a stock market background myself. I spearheaded a financial wealth management business for over 5 years. So I know how the stock markets work, and I've been blessed to get experience in the crypto markets as well. Primarily, people make emotional decisions around fear. We always talk about FUD, right? A lot of the negative news that has been gone on around Bitcoin, has been misleading, has been spun by the media. Again, this is not financial advice. These are my educated opinions that I'm sharing with all of you. I see that there has been a big shakedown in the entire crypto market from big institutions, big pharma. The fact that Elon Musk can make a tweet and inflate or deflate the price of Bitcoin, and to have retail investors start to sell off, and then you start to see you could track what's going on. Like big money starts to buy in on those dips and buys those discounted bags, right? So again, without going to veering off into a different realm here, when it comes to our holder counts, I mean, at the end of the day, we can only control what we can control. Regardless of market conditions, we're not going to stop marketing. We're not going to stop producing. We're not going to stop developing. But hey, if there is not enough new money and demand coming in because people are afraid to buy crypto, then guess what? That's just the way it's going to be for a period of time. But that doesn't change our plans. I want you all to know that. So not every single crypto is suffering right now. Every single one. They're struggling to reach their all-time highs. But I anticipate that later this year, we will have more bullish trends, and I feel grateful that this has happened, because this gives us time to, like I said, lay the foundations on this project. What I don't want is for us to grow so fast that we cannot handle that growth. Think a typical business that's out there, and let's say they can't fulfill inventory orders because they've grown so quickly that now they don't have enough manpower. I always say we need to have the crew to the rocket ship, otherwise we will not be able to get to the moon or get to our final destination. So while there is a team behind the scenes, we do a lot of contractual work basis depending on the skills and talents that we need. And me and James have been talking about this idea of expansion. We do need to expand our team further, and we want to do that earlier rather than later, just so that we are proactive and we don't have to be reactive when parabolic growth comes our way. So
no,
yeah.
agreed. Yeah, and sometimes, like you just quite rightly said, it can have an adverse effect if you grow too fast, and I've spoken to numerous people, and actually, I've mentioned, we don't want to just see this humongous growth, and then because what tends to happen with that is also, a humongous downside to it, and
Yeah.
And that's not what we're looking to achieve. We are here for the long term. We are here, to make a reputable business, crypto, asset, currency, brand within Taboo project. And that's one thing we will do, and about like what Jackson out asked is, should we hire someone specific for shilling? I mean, sure, but what we need to do is make sure our foundations are laid out. Now we've got the white paper that's out there. Now we've got our exchange listing that's been announced. That also, just answering Matt's question about does it take days, weeks, or months, that should come to fruition over the next, more than I do, Majid, what, 10 days? Potentially.
Yeah, but we need to be
2
careful there,
weeks.
because we need to wait for Hotbit to make their official announcement
Yep.
first. So once they make that announcement on the listing date, then we can have the ability to share it with our community. So I would say, few weeks maximum, but again, don't hold me to it, because
Don't count the chickens. Yep.
Yeah, and it could be sooner than that as well. So it's like it's like me saying, I think CMC is going to list in 10 days. We can't make that blanket statement, right? So but all of you have seen, the listing manager here on the call, and it's very clear that we are listing on Hotbit. So yeah.
Just a matter of time. So yeah, that's when, now we've got our ducks in a row. Now we've laid out these foundations. There's a few more foundations that Majid and I and the team are ultimately looking to achieve, which I think will happen over the next few days or so. And then, quite right, Jackson, let's do everything we possibly can and everything in our willpower to ultimately make this, be a success.
Yeah, absolutely. Are there any other questions from anybody on the voice call right now? It'd be nice to hear a voice. Suppose not. Okay, so we've answered Matt's question.
I think we're pretty up to date then, Majid. I think that is potentially it.
Let's see here about some other questions, if there's anything else that I can weed out from the chat. So someone said,
can we speak to Chloe? You're a little bit late. Can we speak to Chloe? Unfortunately not. I think she's left us now, but she was here earlier.
No, definitely. So any other questions on the voice call? Is everybody really, really shy here, or?
Yeah, I think everybody's really shy. There seems to be a few people typing now, but I think either everybody's busy, they're just sort of listening in, because I guess it's Sunday, right? They're all at home, relaxing with their families.
No, definitely. I will. I will say that there's lots to continue to look forward to. I know that we've been teasing the community maybe a little too much on certain parts of and aspects of our project. Actually, great. Someone said, what's the main feature or use case of Taboo token? Now I will just give a bit of a background. As you all know, we had a particular tokenomics that we had in place before. Just so you're all aware, there's a 7% total transaction tax that happens on every buy and sell. Then the new tokenomics that we have in place, involves 2% reflections or redistributions, which allows you to earn passive income just by holding Taboo. So you can start to see your holder counts. You start to go higher up on that list the longer you hold. We also added 4% an 4% LP tax as well to help promote stronger and healthier liquidity, so that we can minimize price impact when it comes to sells. And of course, while that minimizes price impact on buys, I think that we know that that brings stability in the price, and that's, as we've said, we're not a pump and dump token, and we have 1% that goes to burns. Now, when it comes to the main features and use case of Taboo token, we did a lot of thought on this, and we wanted to ensure that, we wanted to think about what kind of token are we. I want you all to know we are a full utility token, first and foremost. Now, with that being said, when we get to the NFT marketplace and when that's fully developed with our website 3.0 revamp that will be added to it, our tokenomics are going to reflect what it means to be a full utility token, right? So of course, the use cases that are, so the tokenomics may change a little bit. The tax will never go higher than 7%. It might even go lower. And we do anticipate it'll actually go lower as well, to reflect what it means to be a utility token. But in terms of use cases, there's going to be staking, there's going to be farming on there. You're going to be able, just by holding, you'll be able to earn, receive exclusive NFTs, and there's also contests and giveaways around that. You'll be able to, at one point, make purchases on content creators and in the content that they share, ranging from different categories of softcore all the way up to even a XXX section that we're going to have as an exclusive section on the marketplace, where you need to meet a certain requirement in order to get access to those rewards. I mean, reading the white paper, you'll see that there's multiple use cases, and what I think is unique and cutting edge about this is we're not just stopping at NFTs. I mean, we're gonna allow the ability to tip in our token and start to look at videos and private shows and all of the streaming services side, which I don't believe is going on in this space. This has been my biggest vision. I always, I'll give an example. I used to, growing up, people would say, oh, it'd be so great. I had a friend of mine say, it'd be so great to, partner with this company or that company. And I say, well, why partner with them? Why not just make that company yourself, right? So I envision that Taboo is going to be the leading brand and entity in this adult entertainment space. And I understand as well that while there is many partnerships that we can have, let's say we're thinking XXX, like people keep asking, what about Pornhub, what about Chatterbait and all of that? Okay, we can partner with them, or we can just be the crypto version of them. That's my vision on this, right? So, and maybe you want to add a little bit more to that as well, James.
Yeah, exactly right, Majid. It's great to partner with them, and ultimately, inevitably, we will be in talks of partnering with them. But wouldn't it be nice, just like you just quite rightly said, to actually be one of them? I mean, there's no reason why not, right? I don't think there is anybody that's like them in the crypto sphere, as you like to say, Majid. So
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I do see another question. Shall we not make Hotbit official on the Twitter page and Reddit and other socials? As James eloquently put before, this deal was finalized minutes before our live AMA here, so we didn't even get the chance to announce it on our own Twitter page and other socials as well. But that's something that we'll be doing imminently after this call as well. So.
Yeah, exactly right. We haven't even actually put our white paper on our website, Twitter, or any of the socials yet, because we wanted to keep it exclusive to you guys, to obviously, as we mentioned, to show our appreciation to the Taboo community and all the hard work and loyalty and effort that you actually give to the project. We thought it was fair, to obviously let you guys get hold of that first and foremost. But yeah, give it, as soon as we get off this call, I think that'll be the first step we make. I think everything will just be blasted everywhere. So just give us a few minutes. And as Majid just mentioned, the deal with Hotbit was concluded literally a few minutes before the AMA took place.
Yeah, absolutely. So, any other questions at all on anybody that's on the voice call? Want to maybe ask? Should we start doing text AMAs? It seems like to be what this is. It
seems
right?
like that's what... Majid, you and I were always like rooting for the voice AMAs when we did when you did the AMA yesterday on Satoshi Club. We were demanding a voice AMA. We like to always engage with our community. And I always think, you know, hearing a voice is a lot better than, you know, text or emails. I even remember going back several years, you know, with future businesses that I've run, and, you know, I was like, pick up the phone, let's speak to these people rather than just sending emails backwards and forwards. And I think, Majid, you know, you're of the same mindset, right? That you know, we feel it's more engaging. But, you know, if you guys like to write the questions in text and message them, you know, it's completely fine.
Yeah. So I mean, it doesn't seem like we have any more questions at this moment. So
no, good.
But
I
which
think
is good.
we've had a good session. We've been on here for over an hour. I hope everybody's, you know, had all their questions answered and looked at the white paper. I think it's, you know, quite a quiet time now for our community.
James, Majid, I have no questions to you. Only would like to wish to wish all the best to the project, to you. You definitely made a nice project. A1, and I hope that the project has quite big future and volume.
No, thank you.
No, that means a lot to us. You know, we love hearing this kind of feedback as well, because it fuels us, and it validates what we're doing is great, and you know, we'll continue to deliver on our promises as well. You know, so yeah, I think you know, this could be a good time to conclude the call. You know, I will just mention we will have many more, of course, you know, community AMAs. I think we want to maybe focus on them on weekends, since you know, less people may be working, and more people can attend. I know that the attendees at this time wasn't as high as our last one, but you know, I do anticipate, as our holder count grows, as we grow, you know, as the community becomes more involved in the project, we will continue to see you know, bigger turnouts, because that's what really excites me more, is seeing the growth, and even people that join our AMAs. You know, what I will mention is, you know, lastly, you know, this is just the beginning for us. You know, we're a very, very young project, and you know, it's just, you know, we're just think of it like in terms of human development. We're just learning how to walk now, you know, and soon we're going to be able to jog and then sprint, right? So swiftness of action is big for us, and you know, just remember that every decision we make is done very carefully, and you know, and we want to make sure that you know, we're setting the right image for the world to see us, you know, because let's be frank. I mean, you know, I have seen personally, you know, many different, you know, porn NFT tokens that have come out, and you know, it's like, it doesn't faze me. I don't look at them as competitors, honestly, but many of them have rugged, and I've seen, you know, atrocities going on within the development teams and what kind of things they're doing, and I'm like, you know, this is perfect. You know, let them continue to you know, make those mistakes, and to employ greed, and to not think the way that they should be on building a legitimate project that people can sleep easy on, and that people can reach financial freedom and independence from as well. And it's just, we just know that if we continue to do the things that we're doing now, you know, our exposure is going to go up, but people are going to keep buying. And, you know, I want to urge all of you, be very careful where you place your money. Make sure that, you know, it's a legitimate project. Do your research at all times. You know, we at Taboo want to make sure that everybody does well and gets to do better as time goes on. And you know, just be rest assured that you know, we're not going to stop till we reach our goals here. You know, we're so determined, and it's like every day for me, I feel grateful and privileged to be a part of this project. It hasn't been easy some days, I'll be honest with you. It has been drastically difficult, but nothing good in life comes easy, as I've said before. So you know, I think now, you know, of course, I personally need to actually get a little bit of rest here myself, because I do stay up quite a bit as well. And we will make these announcements on what you've had a sneak peek on with regards to the white paper and Hotbit listing as well. And just don't ever hesitate to reach out and ask us questions. We'll do our very best to get back to you. We do get spammed 50 to 100 DMs an hour, but that's okay. We will do our best to respond, and have faith in us, and we'll continue to prove our worth to all of you. So
exactly right. And thanks to the community, for your commitment over the last few weeks, and onwards and upwards. I mean, let's just focus on actually what matters. So yeah, be a bit patient. We've got lots coming over the next 7 days. There's a lot more coming, and thanks for your time.
Thank you very much, everybody, and then we will see you all at our next AMA.
Brilliant. Thank you, Majid.
Thank you.
Thank you.